Oh my god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna 3-0 TS. They're gonna 3-0 TS.
I mean,
Okay.
no way. Okay, so the first game was like nothing they could really do. You know, they got draft gap, but it was like with random picks. You know, they couldn't really expect, I guess.
Yeah.
But in the second game, they just trolled. I feel like in draft.
TS? Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
completely trolled. Well, I mean, Eastern teams always troll in draft. They actually do. They just force
Like,
comps that they've
why
played
Draven
without any
FP?
thought. Huh?
Why Draven FP? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why Draven first pick? Yeah. Like, let me look at Hansama's champ pool. Is it like aimed at Hansama's champ pool?
No, he plays a lot of stuff. He plays a lot of stuff really well.
Hansama's champion pool. Let me look at his match history.
I think it's like, oh, if we pick Draven, I guess they just didn't know he plays Kog'Maw. Because like,
No,
they're
they
on the assumption that if they pick Draven, he's still
Okay,
gonna go Callisto
they
or something
think
like
that
you know?
Draven does they think Draven beats his entire pool is probably what they're
Yeah.
thinking.
Because he hasn't played a Kog'Maw game in so long.
Yeah. Well, he literally played a Kog'Maw game a few days ago. Yeah.
I'm wrong then.
He played a yeah.
But they lost the
Played a
game, so they're probably like, his Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they lost the game, yeah.
He's not a threat, you know?
Yeah. That's probably what they're thinking. Because I guess he doesn't show Caitlyn and stuff.
True.
How will they ever overcome the raw number of players, the amount of competition the LPL and LCK has, and they have so many picks that they've won with that nobody else is winning with.
And that's what I like here, is that not only they play the meta pick, and especially the bot lane meta pick that suits them so well, the Kalista driver and everything like this, but they're also...
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me talk about this again. So here's my thought, guys. Here's my thought on why G2 is able to show up consistently internationally. Okay, I think, and this is from like also like some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, one, I think that they have a stack deck personality team. And I think that this is mostly attributed to like things that we've heard come out from like Caps over the years. Or like things that surround Caps over the years, right? Where like certain players play a certain way, Caps doesn't like it, you know, whatever. So this is just like one thing that I think. I think that they have a lot of harmony amongst each other. Two, they have a environment that is very akin to old esports. And what I mean by that is, to my knowledge, G2 requests a team house, and their practice environment is very, very akin to old early esports. The way that they like utilize their gaming house, their facility, and like team stuff, right? And I think that that's really important to even be a part of G2, from my knowledge. Three. Clearly the players are really, really, really open, right? We know this from Mickey whenever he's also been on stream here. We know this from Caps. Caps I don't think has ever been on stream here, but like I've showed conversations with Caps like in the past and stuff. Yike is obviously clearly like open as a player. Hansama is also another one that's actually very open as a player. I've never interacted with Broken Blade. I've only ever heard like really good things about Broken Blade, and I think that even some champions, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so like
always.
yeah, talking to like Sanch and like other people that know Broken Blade, or like other pro players that have talked to Broken Blade, yeah, it sounds like he's very open. So like these things are all coming together now. I said earlier that I think that if G2 were to play 2 months straight in LEC and then come straight off of their last LEC game, 5 days get dropped into MSI, they would not have the same results. And the reason is because the analogy that I've always used is that I liken boot camps to basically picking someone up, bringing them to a deserted island, and throwing them into like a gym facility, right? Or like, you know, a fitness center or like whatever it is like that. Obviously, when you rip them from their environment and you put them in this environment that's meant to foster better play and, you know, growth and stuff like that, most teams, naturally, the same way that a human being would, will experience gains, right? They will experience muscle growth, they will get weight loss, their body will look more toned, all this other stuff. And then at the end of the tournament, you pick them back up, you put them back where they were, right? It's just going to go right back to where they were before because they lack the structural environment, the mindset, and the personalities surrounding them in order to sort of keep like that sort of, I don't know if you want to call it like muscle memory or like whatever it is that allows them to really experience the gains that they get when they are there. So I think that G2, I think that they do get harmed when they are locally in LEC. I think that they are objectively harmed by locally being in LEC in terms of like their ceiling, right? But because of all of the aforementioned traits that they possess as a team and like what the players have when they do get picked up and brought to that island, right? That that fictional island, whatever. They're able to utilize it better than any other like Western team is going to be able to utilize it by far and away. They're able to utilize it. And then on top of that, I think that even when they leave the island, they're still in better shape, so to say, than everyone else. And they have more awareness of like what to do, even though the nutrition's bad off the island, right? The environment's bad off the island, the climate's bad off the island. And this is why like being an LEC I think is harmful for them. Anyways, I hope this analogy actually makes sense. And this is also really funny. What? Are you memeing?
No.
Oh, okay. And I think that Eastern teams are actually really bad because all the Eastern teams do is they don't actually pick out the most like intelligent athletes that go to like this competition. They just pick out the ones with like the best physique that are like drones almost in a way. Like I don't know how to like describe. There's like they're like when you watch those movies and those like bred from birth like fitness athletes just show up to the like Coliseum. And they just perform, right? But they're always doing the same exact things over and over and over, and then you see like lapses of judgment, like B1 Draven, right? Where they're just sort of like on autopilot because like what they're used to isn't working. And we've seen this in other instances like throughout the years. We've seen it in like 2019. We saw it briefly in 2021, right? We've seen it like past MSIs and stuff where they just do objectively bad things in draft. They do objectively bad plays. They're very slow to adapt to the meta. Anyone that watches LPL, anyone that watches LCK knows this, right? Korean players, Chinese players, etc., really slow to catch on to itemization changes that are like objectively demonstrable. Korean players, Chinese players, really slow to adapt to draft things, right? They're just really slow on all of these things. But what they do have is they just have superior mechanics, superior like damage foresight in team fights. They're faster at team fights. And that's kind of like what it is. It's almost like a fucking anime or like a movie in that regard. Yeah, I don't know. Is all of this making sense?
Yeah.
But the other thing, and this is why like I talked about why I wanted to reach out to the Tekken community, and I talked about this on stream when I started streaming again right before MSI, is because there's a lot of things in esports that you can point to. This is objectively the trend. I would love to get Raynor or Cyril actually on stream. Let me message Raynor really quick.
I actually disagree with the viewpoints.
Okay, hold on. About StarCraft 2 history, West versus Korea. All right, I just asked Raynor if he would want to talk on stream about StarCraft 2 history. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Cyril. What points do you disagree with? Go.
Yeah,
you're doing the Twitter thing to me. It's fine. It's fine.
What Twitter thing?
You say that you disagree, but can't list anything. Like what is going on? Nah, you're wrong. Yeah, you're wrong, dude. No, so yeah, we can look at a lot of esports to know that objectively this was the case, right? Typically, whenever a new esport that's globally accepted always comes out, the West actually dominates typically for the first like year, 2 years. And this is a really consistent trend. They're the ones that pioneer the meta. They're the ones that set like gameplay changes. They're the ones that do all these other types of things. And I think a lot of it has to do with culturally how these regions view things and try to achieve success. Whereas in Asia, the region achieves success by identifying what is good and then refining it to like a pristine point. And then executing it just better than everyone else. And doing it like really clean. That's why when you destabilize them, or you throw them off kilter, they're really, really, really slow to adapt. And that's their Achilles heel. That is Korea and China's Achilles heel. When you pull them into environments where they don't have damage foresight, they don't know what's going to actually happen inside of the team fight, they don't know what's going to go on with like a lane swap or something like that, they're just going to get completely fumbled. And the interesting thing about like League of Legends is that you have to play a really large sample size of games to even begin to bear witness to how much better mechanically the Eastern players actually are than the Western players on average. Because you will not see it in a best of 3. You will not see it in a best of 5. But I can promise you, obviously, that if all 10 LEC teams, all 10 LCS teams came to LCK or they came to LPL, etc., and all of the players boot camped inside of the region, etc., you would bear witness to how much worse the pros are at performing lots of different stunts or acrobatics or like, you know, these types of analogies than the Eastern players. But that doesn't mean that they're is infallible the word? Infallible, the word? Wow, I haven't used this word in forever. Infallible? Incapable of making mistakes or... Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, it is the word. I haven't used it in forever, fuck. But anyways, yeah, we saw the pattern displayed over and over and over and over in different games. And then, just like the fucking Thanos quote on Global Games, you know, run from it, dread it, you know, whatever. Korea and China arrive all the same. And that's obviously a testament to their machine-like approach to the game. So, yeah.